Hello and welcome to my new face. It's been a while since I filmed a review. Apologies, lockdown and the like. Haven't been able to get out. And if I can't get out, I can't fucking film anything, can I? So, this has been a long time coming. I'll tell you a little backstory of this site before we get into it. So, a mate of mine from high school who I haven't seen in about 15, 16 years, reached out to me and said, hey man, liking your reviews, do you want to borrow my night site to do a review on it? And I was like, you know what, I will, that would be very much appreciated. So he sent it to me and that was at the very start of the year, and I've been meaning to get around to doing the review so I can send it back to him. But you know, things keep happening and I really wanted to go out and actually field test this so I can give a proper review as opposed to just going, oh yeah, like it fucking looks nice. Now, Luke, big shout out to you. Everyone, drop a comment and say, thanks, Luke. You're a fucking good cunt. Last time I remember seeing Luke at high school, you might need to drop a comment and clarify this. I'm pretty sure you got either suspended or expelled for getting sucked off in the public toilets at school. So, confirm or deny that. I'm pretty sure my memory serves me correctly. That's what happened. If not, anyway, it's a bloody good story, isn't it? So let's get into it. Let's start with the pros of this site. Right, one massive pro of this is the fact that you can record with it. You can manually press record or you can have it on recoil mode. Now, I had a few dramas with recoil mode because I was using a rimfire because I was out rabbit hunting with this. So if you're using a rimfire, the recoil is not enough to set off the record, so I didn't get any of the rabbits we shot that night. We shot 13 rabbits. I think I shot 4 or 5 of those rabbits. I thought I was going to have all that recorder cover, and we're cracking shots, but you know, it didn't record because it didn't recoil. That's probably also a con, but that's more on me. I should have manually pressed record and actually thought, it doesn't recoil enough to set it off. So it is good. I fucked it. It has an inclinometer and a tilt meter in it, so it will tell you if you are aiming downhill, uphill, and also if your weapon is canted left or right, which I thought was pretty cool. Comes with little dials in the left and right hand side of the screen. It does have a range finding capability where you bracket the target as well. I think it goes off known height versus mils of how high it is, and etc. etc. It's not a laser, so it doesn't just fire an LRF, but you do have to bracket and known ranges of some shit. Uses the worm formula, width over range measurement. Whatever the fuck that stands for. That's what it uses, so it does have that. The battery life is fucking incredible in this. So they boast that they can get 18 hours out of one of the normal batteries this take. Actually, it recharges, yeah. There you go, the battery's rechargeable, that's another plus. So they boast they get 18 hours out of battery. I had this on from about 5:30 p.m. until about 10 p.m. What's that, 4.5 hours? About that. Didn't even scratch the battery. So I would 100% agree that this does have, in fact, an 18-hour battery life. So that's fucking incredible. The interface inside is pretty easy to use. Like, you've got all these scroll buttons on top, left, right, OK, back and menu, which is the power button as well. Look, pretty bloody easy. It actually comes with all the stickers, and Luke's left all the stickers on here. So like 1, turn on. 2, focus until reticle is clear. 3, focus to distance. So it's all labelled on there. So if you're an absolute numpty, you can use it. I didn't even read the manual. I just went out there and went, no, let's figure this out on the spot. Which leads me into the last good point is zeroing. It zeros amazingly. When I heard of this one-shot zero thing, I'm like, can't be that great. Can't be that accurate. It is pretty bloody accurate, but I did have to fuck around and realise that there's 2 crosses when you go to zero mode. You've got your normal reticle, which is aiming at your aim point, and then you have a white reticle. Now, in my mind, it was you would move your reticle to the point of impact to move that back to line them across, which is where you would normally do it on a normal scope. This is backwards, so you would so while you're looking through and toggling it, you would keep your reticle on your point of aim and move the white cross to your point of impact. Then when you get out of zero mode, it's going to coincide those, thereby zeroing you. So once I figured that out, I actually did get it zeroed in one shot. Did take me 4 shots to figure that out though. So maybe I should have read the manual. But now you don't have to because you've watched this bloody review. This could be a pro for some people. It's definitely a con for me. The magnification range on this is 5 to 20, which is ridiculously good. Some people like mad magnification. 5 is way too high for varminting at close range. The amount of times that I couldn't find the rabbit, like, oh look, there's a rabbit. I don't fucking know, it's 5 power, it's ridiculous. There's actually a fair few times that I didn't even use the sight. I literally canted the rifle and put my head down in line with the barrel and used that because I couldn't actually find the fucking thing in 5 power. Now, up to times 20, this is a digital sight, right? So it's not using optical zoom for a lot of it, it's using digital zoom. So to express what digital zoom is, get your phone and zoom in as far as it goes. You notice how it goes really pixelated, fuzzy, and fucked. That's because all it is doing is taking an image that is, you know, for reference point this wide and bringing it closer to the sensor. Right? It's only zooming what it already has. An optical zoom is actually magnifying through the use of glass. That's the difference. So the further you zoom in, especially on night mode, the more pixelated and blurry the image gets. So digital zoom is shit. Optical zoom is awesome. This is digital, not that great. All right, the night we use this as well, 0 ambient light. So there's a few stars out, no moon, can't say anything. So how a night sight works, for those who don't know, actually I've heard people call this a thermal sight. It's not, it's a night sight, it's an image intensifier. And what that does, it draws in ambient light and uses that to create an image on the sensor. Whereas a thermal sight uses the other end. This is short IR, thermal's long IR, both IR, different spectrums of the IR spectrum, which we can't see as humans. Yeah, science. So it needs ambient light to work. The original night sights, sort of first brought into service in Vietnam, they called them a starlight sight because that's what it does. It brings in starlight and amplifies it to give you an image. Anyway, long-winded way of saying that without ambient light, this is shit. You need to use, it comes with an IR light that goes on the side, so a non-visible to the naked eye light. However, through the sight you can see it. We also found that normal white light was perfectly fine. So I had a white light on this for a lot of the night where I could move my rifle around, find a bunny and still keep that on, still use the night sight, still pretty good. It was a bit easier, it being a night sight, with white light to be able to see the rabbits to shoot them. But I felt it was a little bit redundant. There was a lot of times I wished I just had a normal optic on. It is very heavy. Like, for an optic, when you hold it like this, you're like, it's not that heavy. Put it on a rifle, especially my little 16-inch barrel 22 Win Mag, and it does become very, very top heavy. A bit of a pain in the ass to carry around, especially once you're mounting torches and shit onto the sight itself. So I would recommend if you're going to use one of these, you're probably not going to be walking around. You're probably be shooting off a vehicle or shooting off some sort of stationary position. If you're doing that, this may be the sight for you. If you're walking around vomiting, maybe not get this sight. And in night mode, so when you look at footage of this firing, especially in the adverts they've got and all that sort of stuff, you'll see it's really nice and crisp and clear and like a normal night vision thing. Like everything looks normal. When you actually look through this during the night, the image is jittery. So it gets really fast and gets really jittery. It's not smooth. Imagine if you're moving, it'll be like, everything's moving around all fucked up. So it's kind of like that. Things get all fucked up. That probably doesn't make any sense to you, but it's jittery. I'm trying to convey to you how annoying that is. I don't know if I'm making sense, but fuck. So that's the end of my review. To summarize, the X-Sight 4K, look, pretty good bit of kit. I think they run for about, I think Cleaver sells them for like $1,200 or something, maybe $1,500, somewhere around that. It's over 1,000, under 15. If you really want a night sight, I mean, they're not that bad. They're not that great either though. Like I'm pretty ambivalent about this thing. Personally, I would not take this back out rabbit hunting. I would probably just stick with my normal optic and a fucking spotlight. It's cheaper and it works and it's not jittery and zoom range is better and all that sort of stuff. But if you want a night sight, this is definitely a viable option. You'll have a lot of fun with it because it's something different and people don't shoot with night sights all the time. So, when something's new and you haven't done it before, it's a hell of a lot better. Yeah, I was going to say a really dirty joke then, but I didn't because I'm holding back because I'm monetized now, yay. All right, so if you like that content, if you want more site reviews, let me know what site you want reviewed, and I might be able to get onto it because our good friends over at Fat Rat will probably have it, and then I'll be able to get it and review it. I think they've got a thermal site. Who wants to see a thermal site review? I think we've got one of those. If they've got one, I'll grab it, I'll review that. Anyway, that's all I've got for tonight's review. I hope you had fun. I'm glad to be back. Let's keep this rolling. Hopefully I don't slacken off and get locked down and get depressed. I'll see you next review. Hooroo.